Hi, welcome to the Geeks Among Us podcast. I'm Tom, and how about my co-hosts introduce themselves?
Hey guys, it's Bobby.
I'm Jesse, and that's not the intro we decided upon, Thomas. I'm ashamed of you.
Well, Ryan's not here.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah,
he needs to go eat food. Which
Yeah.
is important.
he had a more valiant effort than us. So it's just the three of us today, and we're known as the Pokemon guys. And we decided, hey, let's talk Pokemon. We have 4 categories we were going to talk about our favorites of. We will get into that later. And then we're going to talk speculation and what we think about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, or the alternate timeline to Sun and Moon.
Which, as of right now, it is September 30th, so it comes out in like a month and a half. When this video is updated, it might be, just a month. It might be whatever, but as of right now, it's coming out in a month and a half.
It'll probably
So whatever is announced in the coming week, if we don't mention it, it's because we are filming this at the time.
I am hoping to have this posted by not September 30th, like October 7th or 8th, and that is around Comic-Con. That's why we're recording now, because me and Bobby will not be able to record, and it would just be Jesse and Ryan. And
Chris, if he ever falls to show himself.
Yeah, but he has, again, more valiant efforts to do.
Yes, as I said,
us.
We do actually have a 5th member to this channel who has just not been around yet. So eventually, maybe, hopefully.
Because he's a responsible adult, and we're on YouTube.
Well, we're trying to be on YouTube at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4 categories that we came up with as kind of an intro, 2 of them we're not going to give an explanation for, and those 2 are favorite Pokemon and favorite gym leader. The 2 that we are going to give a little explanation to is favorite generation and favorite league champion.
Not in that order.
Not in that order. But so let's start off with the 2 that we're not going to give an explanation for, and we're going to start off with Tom. Tom, what is your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is probably Umbreon.
Cool.
Alright,
That's nice.
Yeah, Jesse?
I'd have to say my favorite is Charizard.
And I would have to agree with Jesse. I think Charizard is the best Pokemon by far.
Okay.
Alright.
Cool.
Alright, we are being very smooth with this. I am liking this.
Alright, and favorite gym leader?
Am I going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same order, Thomas.
Alright. I don't need your attitude. I've got to say Lieutenant Surge, the most American gym leader ever, and he's also 10 feet tall.
And he's so funny in the anime.
Thunderbolt!
Thunderbolt!
Alright,
yes,
Jesse?
I just censored myself. Deal with it. I'd have to say my favorite would be Fantina, just because she's always been the most memorable for me, just because of the struggle I had to deal with when playing Pokemon Pearl, and my game crashing every single time I walked up to the gym after beating it. So yeah.
I would just like to say, I love how I talked about how we wouldn't give explanation to this one, and then you 2 proceeded to give explanation.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, I'll give you that. So my favorite gym leader, it's really hard to pick one, but I would probably just, in terms of difficulty, depending on what starter you pick, I would go with Brock, because he's the one that you see right off the bat. When you walk into the first gym, he's the one you see. And if you pick Charmander, if you have not learned Metal Claw yet, you're screwed.
Yeah, he sees
100%.
you, you see him, but he doesn't see you.
Yeah, because of his eyes. And also, just in terms of the anime, like he was there through the first 4 generations, and yeah,
even in the new anime.
Yeah, he's there a couple times, which leads into our next introduction topic: favorite generation. Tom.
Ooh, favorite gen. I was gonna say Gen 3, but I gotta go with Gen 4. Gen 4 is my favorite because it really brings in, myths and legends and the god of all Pokemon. Plus, I I love every single one of the starters. Like, my favorite starter is Chimchar because Infernape. And yeah, just Gen 4, it had some of the best gym leaders, some of the most memorable, the best, personally in my opinion, one of the best stories, and one of the best tie-in games, Platinum. But yeah, that's pretty much why I love Gen 4. Fight me.
I usually play devil's advocate, but I really can't for that one. I agree with you full fold. Gen 4 is my favorite generation. It always has been, always will be. Although my first game was Fire Red, and it was eventually stolen from me by one of my friends. No one here, trust me, you would know. But yeah, my first DS game was Pokemon Pearl, and it introduced me to the action replay stuff and just, yeah, it was just my favorite game. It always was, and it was, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It was just so memorable for me. Like, for the starter thing, my favorite starter has always been Empoleon because it's the only bird type Pokemon that looks like it could be actually lethal when using Drill Peck. But yeah, so I just have to say that's my favorite. So yeah.
Firo? Drillback?
Metal Face.
Alright, fair point, Bobby.
I actually love how, Tom, you picked Infernape. Chimchar is your favorite starter. Jesse, I love how you picked Piplup, Empoleon is your favorite starter. Because my favorite starter is Turtwig Torterra. And my favorite generation is Gen 4 also. So we all agree on that. Because I thought the games were fantastic. I really want them to do a remake. I really hope that's what's after Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I really enjoyed the anime for that because Ash actually decided to evolve most of his Pokemon.
Yeah.
They also did a trade in the anime, which actually made sense, which was Dawn's Buizel for Ash's Apom. I really enjoyed the legendaries of that. I thought, yeah, I think, in my opinion, it's the best legendary trio. I think it beats out the legendary birds, the legendary dogs, the Unova legendaries. I think it beats out all of them.
Oh, the Unova legendaries were awful.
What?
The Unova trio was awful.
Well, that's okay. That's a different topic.
Unova was which? Unova was
Reshiram, Zekrom, and
no. I was thinking Virizion, Cobalion, and Terrakion.
Well, yeah. I don't like them.
Those are the Sacred Swords.
Yeah.
The Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And they had a fourth one in training, just like the Three Musketeers.
Yeah. But yeah, and just in terms of other Pokemon from that generation, I really like their design. Like Weasel Floatzel, really liked him. Garchomp, I think, is one of the best pseudos. Gastrodon, I really liked the design, and I think Water Ground is the best dual typing there is, just in my opinion. Also, Drifblim and Drifloom, I think, really cool Pokemon. It also introduces evolutions to previous generation Pokemon, so Magnezone, Magmortar, Electivire, Tangrowth. So that just to me is just fantastic, and I really hope they do add more evolutions, maybe even a pre-evolutions in future generations to already existing Pokemon. But Gen 4 is the only generation really with that right now, and because that is one of the main reasons why that is my favorite generation.
Nice. So this has been.
It gave us the only Doof that will ever be the Doof for us, Bidoof.
All right, so this has been one.
Also, baby Pokemon as well, which we can all thank it for.
Oh yeah, Chansey. Or wait, was it Happiny? Right.
Bonsai.
Oh,
Bonsai.
Yeah.
That's right.
All the baby Pokemon were Gen 4.
Yeah. Also, well, no, not all the baby Pokemon. 2 of them were Gen 2.
Yeah. Pichu.
Really?
Pichu.
Oh, Pichu.
Oh wait, no, there were a couple. Pichu, Magby, Electabuzz.
I thought that Magby was Gen
Elekid.
4.
Igglybuff.
Igglybuff,
Oh yeah,
Elekid.
Igglybuff was Gen 2, but I thought that Magby was Gen 4.
No, and
No.
Smoochum.
No.
Smoochum.
Yeah. Another thing about Gen 4 is it gave us, in my opinion, and Tom, you agree with this because we've talked about it, the best starting bird Pokemon in Staraptor.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that shiny, though, with the blue instead of red.
Yes.
Like, it's just so simple. Like, all the other shinies have been, like, color palette swaps and stuff like that.
And then there's Garchomp.
In Gen 4, they literally went and tried to make the shinies, like, mean something. Because all before that, it had only been color palette swaps, like the opposite on the color palette. Here they actually just went and made slight detail changes to things like Staraptor with the colored hair, so...
Also, just a special connection I have with Gen 4, it is the first time I ran into a shiny. And it was a shiny Geodude in the cave where you find Rourke before you go to fight him. And I didn't understand the concept of shinies, so I kind of killed it.
A lot of people do that the first time, yeah.
Oh.
I think it's a glitch or something, and
I did that too.
All right, favorite champion, Tom.
Favorite champion? No, we were just talking about Gen 4, so... why am I drawing a blank? I just had
Cynthia?
her... Cynthia.
Seriously?
Okay, I just had her name in my head, and I just drew a blank. Yes, Cynthia.
Yeah, she's my favorite champion. What the fuck's her name again?
Okay, I had
She's
her
like
name...
in every Pokemon game since Generation 4.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Exactly, but not just that. She introduced you to the lore of the game, like about Arceus and the unknown is Gen 2, but they were in Gen 4, Giratina, just all of this. She's one of the best. I had the hardest time with her when it came to champions. And she's just the best. And she's in the battle tree in Sun and Moon, which I was so happy. All right, Jesse?
Once again, tenfold, I have to agree with you. Cynthia's... Okay, now, as I said, I'm going to be that guy. Cynthia is also the hottest champion.
Okay, let's move on.
But, yeah, she's just...
I mean, is he wrong,
just,
though?
like, the difficulty level of, like... I've played through quite a few Pokemon games, and they each of them have the pseudo-legendary, that one dragon-type Pokemon that's, like, the main dragon-type for that one. Garchomp has always been the hardest to beat. Like, even when you move on to Pokemon Black and White, I don't really remember who the champion was in that one, because I remember the Elite Four being really, like, muffled up and stuff.
Yeah, well, it was also confusing with Gen 5, because in Black and White 1, N beats the champion and he becomes the champion, so you have to fight him. And then in Black and White 2, Iris is the champion. So I have to agree with you. Like,
yeah.
Gen 5 has the most forgettable champion.
I mean,
poor Iris.
Yeah.
Because after N was an easy battle, the one I had problem with, the one I had problem with was Ghetsis.
Yeah.
His Hydreigon was just...
But he's not the champion, so I can't count it. So I have to say Cynthia is my favorite of all the champions.
I remember the champion of Gen 5 now. He was that guy with the really long orange hair, like the old man.
Alger. His name is Alger, actually. Which is ironic because there's a coincidence because one of the residence halls on campus is named Alger Hall.
Oh my god.
So,
you have to battle. It turns out he's the RHD of that hall.
Yeah, so do you even get to battle him as a champion?
Yes, you do.
Actually, yes, you do. But you
second time, though, right?
Yeah.
It's second time.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
See, I never made it through the second time, only the first.
Yeah.
That's
I wasn't doing it.
Alright. Bobby?
Okay, so this has been the only thing we disagree on so far. While I agree that Cynthia was the hardest battle for me, I remember the exact moment I beat her. Like, literally, not to the day, but I remember what I was doing, I remember where I was, and I remember, like, the time of day. But I do have to say my favorite champion is Steven.
Steven.
Yeah,
oh,
because
Bay.
To me, I just feel like he's, and I know Cynthia's in it throughout the game, but I feel like Steven's there, like, helping you, kind of giving you advice, like, oh, if I were you, I would do this, because he wants to see you succeed, and he knows that like he's eventually gonna lose, and so I feel like he just kind of takes you under his wing to train you to be the next him, and and also like in ORAS when you beat him for the second time, he gives you the Metagross, right?
That's
And
right,
he also gives you a Beldum, like he gives you a Suda. So to me, you just can't really beat that.
Yeah, that is very true. All right, Jesse had to step out for a sec. But yeah, Mega Metagross with Steven Stone, just perfect. But yeah, this has mostly been a circle jerk about Gen 4 until that.
But like I don't remember Steven being that hard. Like if you have the right typings and you know what to expect from him, you'll be fine going into a battle with him.
Yes.
But just to me, he's my favorite in terms of character, in terms of helping out.
Oh yeah, totally. Like him and Cynthia were the most involved.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I like Cynthia. She didn't have one specific type people knew her for. Like people know Steven Stone for rock type,
rock
steel.
And steel.
Yeah. But also she had a Spirit Tomb and a Garchomp. That was just a shit show. And Jesse's back, so yeah, Steven Stone and Cynthia, some of the best.
Yeah, just with Steven, since I didn't get to say anything for it, I'm sorry. You can make your points right afterwards. Just like, it seems like throughout the whole game, it's like he knows he's going to lose, but he knows specifically he's going to lose to you. Like, he knows that it's going to be you. He knows throughout the whole game. Like, Cynthia kind of hints towards feeling that way. Like, but it's for her, it's more, if I'm going to lose, I want to lose to you. Where Steven's like, I am going to lose to you. I know it will happen. So it's just, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he also had an Aggron. Yeah, Bobby.
I just want to give an honorable mention, and I think both of you will agree with me, to Blue as the champion.
Yes, and then he became
when he's finally
a gym
just
leader.
Not a dick anymore.
Because also what I love about the game is you spend the whole game battling him, and then you finally make it to the champions room, and you're just like, all right, let's see who it is, only to realize that the rival you've been fighting all game beat you to the punch of becoming and beating the champion, which is just fantastic.
Yeah,
could I just say second honorable mention? Technically not champion, but an end game boss, Red from Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yes. Oh, that battle with Red at the top of Mount Silver. Oh my god. Like
just the beginning of the battle, ... and the battle starts just like.
I think you guys can agree with this. I've never felt my heart race more in a battle in terms of like a Pokemon game than when I went into that battle with Red.
Yeah, definitely. Like my heart was pounding. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Red! I'm a battle Red! Oh my god!"
And I lost like the first 2 times.
Same.
And then finally the third, I managed to pull through it with like 1 Pokemon left. It was ridiculous.
It's actually
and not just in terms of video games. I love it when you're in a sequel game and you fight the character that you were in the previous game. The prototype games did it with the main character from the second one fights the main character from the first one. I forget their names right now, but like also Heart Gold Soul Silver. I forget Gold. I think his name's just Gold, right?
Yeah, his name Gold and his rival is Silver.
Yeah, and so
the original games weren't original.
Gold fighting Red. The only thing is that kind of does annoy me is, you beat him, but Red is still considered like the best trainer there is, even after Gold beats him.
I believe it's a government conspiracy. Like, hey, we know you won, but you have to pretend you lost because Red is like the heart of
Red is what gives other Pokemon trainers hope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like some asshole named Gold coming up and beating him. Oh, we don't. Like, you're not the heart of the Pokemon world. Red is.
But I feel like when I was playing through Black and White 2, I just felt like that was one of the things that it lost out on. The fact that it could have given us Black or White, as the champion, and it didn't.
Yep,
It feels like that was kind of empty then.
We got Iris for some reason. Like, don't get me wrong, her battle was cool, but she was probably the easiest for me to beat. Just ice, baby.
Yeah, wanna know what I would actually want in a future Pokemon game that I actually just thought of the idea and I think it'd be interesting. You start off the game like you normally would. You have a rival that's been the champion the whole time, and you lose to them. Like you are forced to lose to them. But it makes the game makes it seem like you just lose to them, and it's not automatic. It's not scripted that you lose to them. And then you beat the Elite Four. You get and you see that it's this guy that's just been beating you the entire game.
And you just find out that he's been pushing you to be the best you could be so that you could take his place. That would be beautiful. That
would be cool.
Although I don't see Nintendo doing it because it's not the way Nintendo rolls. Nintendo's more basic story and that type of thing. It's just...
Also, it's a great idea. And usually, when there's a great idea, nobody does it.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. You know who was another...
So, let's move on.
I wanted to say this because it would be a good segue into our next thing. A good champion who was a nice twist, Professor Kukui.
Kukui was awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not Kukui. What was his other name?
Wait, it was
the mass something.
The mass something.
Oh, yeah.
I have to search it up.
Oh, the mass champion or something. The mass wrestle. Oh, this is really gonna bug me. But yeah, just Kukui was a good champion.
The Masked Royale.
That's right, because there was a battle royale, and that is a perfect segue. Sun and Moon champion into Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yep. So, a couple of things that have been announced. The Lycanroc Dusk form,
which I very much enjoy.
The Necrozma fusions.
Yeah, Necrozma fuses with the main legendary Solgaleo and Lunala. Correct me if that's not how you say them.
So it's basically the same thing as Kira.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, but there's no outside force changing them.
Okay,
so forcing him to fuse with them. He's Necrozma is kind of his own villain, I would guess.
Yeah, I think Necrozma infects them.
Yeah,
I think that's something interesting. That's actually something I wanted to see in a Pokemon game where the actual villain is the Pokemon. Like with Platinum, they did that a little bit.
Yeah,
but it was still Team Galactic that you were going against the entire. No. Yes.
Yeah, Team Galactic.
Team Galactic that you're going against the entire time. But yeah, so I think that's going to turn out really well. Okay, sorry.
Not a lot has been announced. There's going to be new... we already know there's going to be new areas. There was a new map. Mm-hmm. But not at this time, not much has been announced, which is very odd.
One thing that was announced that I'm super excited for, and they kind of did this in ORAS, is being able to surf on Mantine.
That's right! Yes. I forgot about that.
Oh my god, yes.
I forgot about that.
Mantine was the basic model for all the surfing. The silhouettes whenever you surf is basically Mantine. All except for Yellow, because Pikachu's awesome.
In some, it was Wailmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it still has that same basic...
Yeah, pattern.
Another thing that was announced, and we're just going to speculate on this because that's what this video is all about. Version exclusives, Houndoom and Manectric. I believe Houndoom is for Sun, Manectric is for Moon.
That is correct.
What I think that means is they are going to have Mega Evolution throughout the game.
I really hope so.
What I'm hoping that means.
That would be cool. Although I don't think Manectric's the right choice. I think Mightyena would be a better choice to go against Houndoom.
But see, the thing is, if they're doing Mega Evolution, then
Manectric
are polar opposites.
Fair enough.
Also, they did announce, I forget what other Pokemon were in the mix, but I remember seeing Larvitar.
Yeah, there's gonna be like
as
you can basically complete the national decks in this
Yeah.
new one,
which is gonna be awesome because so many people want that.
but also that's 800 Pokemon,
Yeah, you're gonna
including
have to buy Pokebank for that.
including the Ultra Beasts and Marshadow, which they announced 2 new Ultra Beasts.
Yes,
Nice.
they did. They did do
Did they
that.
also announce a bunch of new Alolan forms as well?
They didn't
No.
announce any yet, which is very weird. Like, I know they did this with Oros. Like, they waited till like the month before to just give a haul of everything that was being announced. Like, what do we think Team Skull is going to be in this one again?
I would find it interesting if they weren't.
Yeah, but your boy Guzma.
I personally agree. I think that Team Skull is going to be in it, but I think it's going to be more like a black 2 and white 2. No, actually, no, it's not, because this is a different dimension, isn't it?
It's an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
It's an alternate timeline, so no, that throws out my entire thing. So yeah, I think Team Skull might be the villains again, or the villains again.
And then the Aether Foundation comes out of nowhere.
That's
like,
the thing. I don't think Aether Foundation would be in this one. I think this one might be what Sun and Moon was looking like with the Team Skull. I think that might be an interesting move.
That would
Making
be
Aether
interesting.
Foundation not the main villains in the end.
I would find it interesting if instead of an organization that was being, that's the bad guy, if it was a single person.
Yeah.
I don't know who it would be. Maybe it would be a different character. But I just, I would find it really interesting if not a group of like not an evil organization or a group of people were the villains. I would find it interesting if it was one person, or like what if it was revealed that Necrozma had like this special plan to take over the world as a single Pokemon, a single entity, and in some way he was able to communicate, so that way you would get a understanding of what his plan actually was instead of trying to just speculate what he was doing.
Yeah, because in the movies and stuff, Pokemon have talked to you. The games have been like the only places where that doesn't happen.
That's true. Like, I'm looking at one of the new posters that came out. Hold on. I'm going to recover it. So basically, I'm gonna send this to you guys. I have both of your numbers correct. Alright, so it's a new post. Well, it's not really a new poster. Yes, I know. I'm sending it to you right now. Okay, it came out.
Jesse's pointing at his DS.
Put it up on the screen for us to see.
No, but this is easier.
Instead of sending it to us.
This is easier.
No, it's really not.
Alright, whatever. So basically, this is a new poster. It came out maybe a week ago? Yeah, about a week or two ago. So you see, bless you. You see the main character, which is you, in the middle, and all the final evolutions of the starters around you. You see Lily, you see How, and you see Nebby, who is still not in the fucking bag. You see Edgelord. I don't remember his name.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember Edgelord's name.
What is his name?
You don't remember? Oh. No, I can't remember his name.
Let's just call him Edgelord for now.
Doesn't it start with a G doesn't it start with a G or something?
I don't know.
Gladian.
Gladian.
There we go.
I prefer Edgelord. You see Edgelord.
Yes, the ponytail Lily. Sorry.
It's alright. You see the main legendary.
Just in editing, make sure we actually put this poster on.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna.
Video.
Yeah.
Of course.
And you see at the very top, there's a black hole, which is where the Ultra Beasts come from. But you see 2 figures that look like the main villains. Like, one of them has like a musketeer's hat for some reason, and the other looks like she's wearing some kind of armor.
I see that.
So, and they're both in white, which most likely means Aether Foundation is the villain again.
What if it's the Aether Foundation, but they've been
taken over by this virus Pokemon instead of like them being evil themselves? What if they've actually been taken over?
That would be very interesting. Also, I noticed Hal looks mad. Hal is never angry. Someone fucked up.
So, also, is it just me, or do these starters look a little different?
It's just you. It looks like they're in shadow, but it doesn't look like they've really changed much.
To me, it looks like Decidueye is a different. Like his wings look a little different.
Yeah, they're a slightly different color.
For what's his name?
The tiger.
Yeah, God, I am so sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry. It's been a while.
Incineroar. It looks like he's a darker shade of red. The only one who
looks the
doesn't
same.
really look different is Primarina.
How do we remember Primarina's name? That's the one none of us had.
No, that's the one like I didn't use, which
same.
I'm going to be using in my Ultra Sun playthrough.
I gotta do Decidueye again. I have to go with him.
Yeah, I got to go with Decidueye.
Got to go with Oliver Queen.
Actually,
no. You see, but with his second.
Here's the thing: you got to tie in all of what we talk about by picking a Rowlet and naming it Oliver Queen.
Honestly, I think that's actually what I did in Sun.
But you see, for his second evolution, which I kept him as for a very, very long time, keeping him with an Everstone, but I then eventually changed to get the Grass Ghost typing. He looks a lot like Matt Smith as the Doctor.
He does. He has the bow tie.
I named him the Doctor, and like no jokes, his hair and everything, just like
it works.
The emo look is just very, very reminiscent of Matt Smith. So
another comic book nickname that I would choose for my Pokemon was my Noivern. He would be Man-Bat.
Ha! That's good. I like that. Yeah. I appreciate that.
So now we had been talking about champions earlier, and now the thing I liked about Sun and Moon was they made it very clear, like, oh yeah, you're not going to come back and face the Elite Four and the champions again, and you're not going to face the champion again. You are now the champion. If you're coming back, it's to defend your place as champion from other people.
Yeah, which was a really great mechanic.
It threw you very much into the role of champion, where no other game before has done that. So what do you think is going to happen with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon?
I think it's going to be the same thing.
Again, or
it's going to be the same thing. I think Kukui is going to be the champion again, or maybe Gladion will be the champion.
And do you think they're going to run with the trials and stuff this time, or do you think
it's already confirmed?
Do you think they're going to do gyms in this one?
It's already confirmed that they're doing trials again.
Oh well, you see, I don't pay attention, so yeah.
And unless I'm mistaken, every spin-off Pokemon game has had a different champion.
That is true.
Platinum still had Cynthia.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Platinum still had Cynthia.
And did Emerald still have Steven?
No. It was Juan.
No, it didn't.
It was Wallace.
Oh yeah, Wallace. Yeah. Juan took over for the 8th gym.
Yeah.
Wallace. Okay, Wallace was a very odd character.
Well, then when you look at it statistically, most times when they do a remake of a Pokemon game, they do pick a different champion.
What about Crystal?
I don't really count Crystal.
Crystal?
Why? Silver, Gold, and Crystal.
It's basically the same thing as Silver and Gold. Just swap out Ho-Oh and Lugia for Suicune.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, going by that logic, Crystal and Platinum, which are the only two that were third games that are run alongside them instead of being sequels.
Well, Emerald 2.
2
Emerald
to 1 don't change the champion.
Emerald 2.
I thought you just said the Emerald, they changed the champion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I thought we were discussing just third
between
games.
Crystal, Emerald, and Platinum, 2 to 1, they don't change the champion.
Well, we also... Oh, yeah. I'm not including Black 2 and White 2.
Well, do change... Well, that's a sequel.
Yeah, that's a sequel, so that has to change champions.
Actually, no, not necessarily.
And going off of the logic, these Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, is mirroring Ruby and Sapphire.
That is very...
Yeah, and with Oris, they had Steven as the champion, so that makes it very reminiscent of that. It's very possible, it would make sense that Kukui would be the champion.
I kind of hope Kukui's the champion again, and he has a dusk form Lycanroc.
I do want to see a different Elite Four member instead of that golfer, because where'd she come from?
Oh yeah, they were apparently they were supposed to go more into detail with her, but they're gonna give more details about her in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. She's actually gonna be relevant.
Okay, I hope so, because it was just kind of.
Lady.
Oh yeah, she's actually the fairy type trial captain. Yeah. She's actually gonna have a trial.
Instead of just being like,
awesome.
Here's your Z Stone.
Like
I want to see that trial.
I hope they do.
That seems like it would be pretty cool.
I hope they do a shakeup of the entire Elite Four. Like keep the golfer lady, but change everyone else, because like they're all trial captains.
Change the only people that were actually relevant to the story.
Yeah, keeps the trial cap. I like the fact that the trial captains became the people.
I
would have preferred to see the painter, since she didn't get trial, as that last Elite Four member, but instead they gave us this random air trainer that we've never air type trainer that we've never seen before.
Flying type.
Yeah, flying type, because you get flying EMZ from. Don't you just find it in the wild or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of.
What I would like to see, is at the end of each trial, you battle a trial captain, and it's a one-time thing. You can only battle them once. You can't come back and have a rematch. And if you beat them, you wouldn't get the Z Stone, because you should get the Z Stone for completing the trial. But if you beat them, you get a TM. Kind of like how you would get with the gym leaders.
Yeah.
But you get relevant TMs.
Yeah. You wouldn't get like
Infestation from the bug type trainer.
Hey! Infestation was a good TM. For the start of a game. For the start of a game.
You didn't run bug, and you didn't run any bug types.
See, I did.
It's kind of useless.
I ran. What was the
Vivillon?
butterfly? Yeah, Vivian.
Yeah.
Vivian.
So yeah, and like Ilima, he can give you return, which is a very relevant TM, because it depends on your Pokemon's love for you. I think how much it likes you.
Yeah.
Friendship. And if you have a normal type that has a high friendship rating, you get stab, and you get the added attack, which can be very beneficial for your team.
Which I think everyone will have, because everyone's going to run through it with a Toucannon, because I think everyone ran through it with a Toucannon before.
I
actually didn't. As soon as it evolved into a Toucannon, I took it off my team.
Oh, see, I love Toucannon. It runs on anger.
Yeah, like my Toucannon, like my entire team could be wiped out. My Toucannon could have 1 HP left because it kept it alive, because I had the full affection with it. And it's like, oh yeah, it stayed 3 attacks that should have taken down the 1 HP. It stayed alive because it didn't want to upset me as a trainer, and also ended up winning the trial for me. This was against Mimikyu. It was ridiculous.
I love the Pokemon refresh.
Yeah, it's so good.
That was very convenient.
It actually makes it mean something to have good relationships with your Pokemon.
The thing is, I would like to see it mean something in multiplayer as well.
Yeah.
Because it didn't, and it just felt like all the work you did went to waste. And it's like, oh yeah, this person did all this EV training and just cooked up a quick Pokemon. When these are the Pokemon that I went through the story with, I should get some reward for that. Like, I just feel like it's different.
That's very true.
Yeah. So, new Alolan forms and new Mega Evolutions, what would you like to see, and do you think it's going to happen, Tom?
Ooh. Honestly, they did the Alolan forms of Kanto Pokemon. What region is right next door to Kanto? Johto. Give us some Alolan forms of Johto Pokemon. Like, in all honesty, I know it's a cop-out. Sunflora, Alolan form, would literally just be Exeggutor. Just a really long neck Sunflora.
Not necessarily. It could be a fire grass type instead of just being a grass type.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, adding in typing, Han.
But, make the leaves around the edge of Sunflora's head, look like a sun.
Oh, yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah, maybe...
it doesn't have to be a full aesthetic change. It doesn't have to be a full change. It could just be an aesthetic change.
Yeah, maybe, Alolan Ariados might be interesting, because tropical spiders are scary as hell.
Oh, yeah.
And, they are scary.
That's gonna be some nightmare shit. That's some nightmare fuel shit right there.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
we already know Mantine is not going to get in Alolan form, and um, maybe in Alolan form of Skarmory would be interesting. I could see
I
it.
would like to go off that and say pre-evolution of Skarmory.
Yes. Baby Skarmory. That would just be adorable.
Hmm?
Yeah, and
But only for the Alolan form.
yeah. And Mega
Alola is where the Skarmory
Yeah.
is where the Skarmory migrates to hatch their eggs, and then by the time they leave Alola, they're full grown Skarmory again.
Yeah, I like that idea. And Mega forms just really maybe Mega Electivire and Magmortar would be interesting.
I know I'm going to have to wait for the remakes of Gen 4 when they ever do them, but I really want to see Megas of each of those starter Pokemon. Mega Infernape, Mega Empoleon, and Mega Torterra. That would just be epic. Like, Torterra just looks like the swimming island turtle from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
Chimchar just is covered in metal armor. Empoleon's like full gold and black. It would be just beautiful.
I definitely agree with that. I would like to see Mega Evolutions for those starters, but I don't think we're going to be getting them until the remake of Gen 4, which I'm hoping is the
around the corner.
Yeah, is the Pokemon title released after, although it's probably going to be the Pokemon game for the Switch.
Yeah. No, I think the one for the...
You know what? I just realized something.
What?
Everyone's saying, oh yeah, this is the time for them to make a new one. But if you looked at it, it went... the first remake was in Gen 4. Then Gen 5 had the number 2 games. Then Gen 6 had a remake. Gen 7 is now having its second game. So I'm saying Gen 8...
Gen 6 didn't have a remake.
Gen 6 had no remake. No, it did. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
No, that's Gen 3.
No, but we're saying in Gen 6 they made remakes of Gen 3.
Okay.
So Gen 7's going to have its secondary games, its sequels per se, even though they're not sequels. Mm-hmm. And then I think that Gen 8 they're going to have their 2 base games, and they will most likely, if they're going to do a remake, which I really hope for, just like you, they're going to do Gen 4.
Well,
Me too.
They're probably not going to make the Gen 4 remakes for the Switch. Like, they're going to be I feel like the Switch Pokemon game is going to be its own game.
Yeah, no, isn't it
it's a main series game.
Pokemon Tournament already?
No, Pokemon and Nintendo announced that they're making a main series Pokemon game for the Switch.
You see, I don't think that's going to last because so many people still play Pokemon on the DS systems. And with the DS systems continuing alongside the Switch, which they said it's going to do, I think it's going to have to be...
Well, people have been waiting. People have been waiting for a main series Pokemon game on a home console for so long that it is just going to make bank.
It loses its charm when it's no longer like you can go meet your buddies at like the bus stop and play Pokemon together.
Well, I mean, you could do that with the Switch.
Yeah, I know. It's just clunky.
For how long?
Yeah, how long?
Well, I think the battery life for the Switch when you take it off the port for Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart is about 3 hours. So that's plenty of time.
If you're doing a full game day with people, people play with their Nintendo DSs. I've seen people do 24-hour long streams, and I'm actually going to stop looking at this poster and put this light back. So I mean, it just feels like the DS has always been Pokemon. The handheld systems, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, the DS, DS Lite, DSi, 3DS, they've all been the Pokemon systems, and I just feel like that should continue.
Yeah.
A couple of games that were not main series Pokemon games that were on the GameCube, which I thought were fantastic.
Yeah.
Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
And don't forget Pokemon Snap.
I don't remember having I don't remember having as much fun playing Pokemon games as I did with those 2 games.
Fair enough, because those 2 games were pretty cool. I haven't played them myself, but I've watched people play them, and yeah.
And I will be devil's advocate. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but Pokemon Showdown for the Wii was pretty fun.
I don't remember Pokemon Showdown.
There was a Pokemon game on the Wii that wasn't like Super Smash Brothers 4.
Yeah, basically on the Wii,
Oh.
Pokemon Showdown, you could transport your Pokemon from Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum
Right.
to the
remember
Wii
this.
and battle with them on that. Like
That was actually pretty cool.
that was fun, and
Wait,
it was
wasn't that
decent
Pokemon
graphics.
Battle Revolution?
Battle Revolution. Why did I think Showdown? What am I? Oh, Pokemon
Yeah,
Pokemon
is the
Showdown.
online thing.
Yeah, Pokemon Showdown is the website. Yeah, Pokemon Battle Revolution.
Which by the way, guys, not sponsored. But if you ever had an idea for a Pokemon team and you want to test it out, Pokemon Showdown's the place to go.
Pokemon Showdown's very fun. I think I'm actually gonna go on Pokemon Showdown when we're done here, because now I'm in the mood.
Well, you guys need to start your
Yeah, we
Wonderlock.
do.
You said you're going to be starting.
Yeah, we're gonna do our
so
Wonder
what
Cage
Tom
Lock.
and I are doing that we're not filming because we don't have the material yet. We're starting a Wonder Cage Lock, which basically what it is every time we catch a Pokemon, we have the Wonder traded away. After each gym or trial, we battle each other in a cage lock, and whoever wins gets to either use items, TM usage, or like a free revive, because we are playing regular Nuzlocke rules. And at the end, after we battle the champion, we have one more match, and whoever wins the whole playthrough. So yeah, like if you're ever looking for something fun to do with your friends, in terms of Pokemon, that is a very fun thing to do. PokeTubers like A Drive and Munching Orange, they do egg cage locks, which is
M&J TV.
yeah,
M&J TV is pretty interesting. I like him.
Again, not sponsored. Well,
Yeah.
if anything, we hope that they would be at like telling you about us, but
They didn't ask
Okay.
us to tell you guys about
Yeah,
tell you guys about them because they don't know us.
Yeah, we're on
Yeah,
we're on episode 2.
Who are subscribed to their channels.
but if for any reason any of them are listening, we are big fans. So
Yeah, really.
Yeah, the biggest of fans.
So I'm gonna give my opinion on the Alolan forms and the Mega Evolutions. So for Alolan forms, I would love to see the Johto starters get Alolan forms, and instead of it being obscure typings like Ghost or Dragon or whatever, I hope it's the opposite of what. I hope it's like what's super effective against them. So, like Chikorita would turn into a fire type, Cyndaquil would turn into a water type,
Waterfall Cyndaquil.
Totodile would turn into a grass type.
I very much like this idea.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
But even if they didn't change the typing to swap it, if they kept a Meganium like grass fire, they could really bring in like the giant flower on Meganium's neck.
Yeah. As long as they do something that makes sense, because a lot of the Alolan forms previously, just in my opinion, didn't make sense. Like Alolan Persian, it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, Alolan Persian looked like fucking
Meowth,
Garfield.
Alolan Persian, but then you get like Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Sandshrew, which I know are the only ones that changed to ice types, but still.
Yeah. Like in my opinion, Alolan form should improve the Pokemon. You only made Meowth and Persian worse by giving it more weaknesses.
Same with Raticate and Rattata.
Yeah, like you made instead of 1 times weakness to fighting, they had 4 times weakness to fighting. Instead, it was just.
And why was Alolan Executor Dragon type?
Yeah, like
the world may never know. But I like that it had its long neck because more sunlight means they grow.
That was cool, like a palm tree type thing.
Yeah,
but
and like that made sense. Like it made sense why that was an Alolan Pokemon. It made sense why Ninetales and Sandshrew were Alolan Pokemon.
Alolan Raichu was very interesting.
Alolan Raichu I loved.
I love it, but it doesn't make a complete sense. Like, to make it psychic. Like, it makes sense in context. Like, yeah, it uses its psychic abilities to surf on the land. But, like, that's really it.
I'm just hoping for, in general, more Alolan Pokemon. And the reason for this is because I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Insurgents, which is a fan-made game. Not an endorsement, but I do
forms, right?
I do highly recommend playing it. And they have Delta forms, which is basically the same concept as Alolan forms. Same name of Pokemon, but different typing. And some of the designs, whoever was the artist for that, I don't remember his name right off the top of my head, but he did a fantastic job. He or she did a fantastic job of just designing basically all new Pokemon for a non-profit fan-made game, which is fantastic. And there's at least 100 Delta Pokemon. So that just gets my head flowing of ideas for what they could do with the Alolan Pokemon. Now, obviously, if they copy it right from Insurgents, that would end up causing a problem. But I hope they don't. Like, they made Delta starters, for example. Like Charmander was Dragon Ghost, Bulbasaur was Fairy Psychic, and Squirtle was Dark Fighting. So if they did something like that with just a more selection of Alolan Pokemon, because I do feel like we didn't get a lot of Alolan Pokemon, and what we did get, in my opinion, was kind of disappointing, with the exception of maybe like 3 or 4 Pokemon. But yeah, I just really hope they can expand more on the Alolan Pokemon side. And in terms of Mega Evolution, I don't think that they are going to add any new Mega Evolutions. I'm hoping that Mega Evolution will be constant throughout the game. What I would like to see, though, is if they are going to add any new Mega Evolutions, it'd be Mega Lunatone and Mega Solrock.
That would be cool. Like, actually giving something to the two of them. But what I also want to see for those two Pokemon is, because this is like the whole basis of this volume of these versions of the game, as I want to see the same way that Solgaleo and Lunala come from one Pokemon. I want to see Solrock and
have a pre-evolution.
Have a pre-evolution that's the same Pokemon, and it evolves into either one depending on either which game you have it on or at what time you're playing or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it should be what version you get, because that would give more of them.
Yeah.
Like none of those stupid things like having to turn your game upside down to people to evolve a Pokemon.
That was funny. Don't even get mad at that, because that was hilarious, and Malamar is great. So.
That was so good. But also, that would just add more reason for people to buy both versions of the game. Like, hey, more version exclusives. Just
in terms of like a business aspect, like that'd be a good idea. Just in terms of running a business.
Yeah.
Also, Tom and I already pre-ordered the games. We ordered the dual pack, which is basically both games. You get a promo code for 100 Pokeballs per game, and you get a poster. That's a good business tactic, selling both games, along with 100 extra Pokeballs.
Wait, is this only for the pre-order, though?
Yeah. Not promoted. Not promoted. Go to GameStop.
Okay. Had a really tough time ordering things along with GameStop, but yeah, whatever.
And it's like $80.
Yeah, and it would actually cost less. Getting that package deal would cost less money than getting like both games.
Yeah.
When is it coming out again?
And
November 17th, which is the same week. Is the same weekend as Justice League.
That weekend's gonna be hectic for the channel.
Yeah, because we got Justice League, we got Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
That's also Lego Marvel Superheroes too, and that's when that comes out.
That's gonna be fun.
I feel like we shouldn't do the reviews of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon until we played through the game entirely, which is
absolutely
for finding everything and doing stuff like that. So,
but knowing us, we're gonna complete it in that weekend.
Yeah,
don't do that.
What Tom and I did for regular Sun and Moon, and what we're probably gonna do this year, is when we got the game, we locked ourselves in our room, and we just played it, and we played it till 1:00 in the morning, I think.
Yeah.
And we ordered Domino's, and we basically just played it. We were commentating on everything we did. He knows my frustration of trying to find a male Mudbray.
Oh my god. He spent at least an hour just trying to find a male Mudbray.
Another reason why we should wait a week is by that time we might have some way to capture what we play on our DSs.
Yeah.
We should all do that. The three of us should
Yes.
get together and just do that. And do, like, a co-op playing, at least for some of it. Like, not maybe a full playthrough, but, like, our first introductions to the game.
Yeah. But that weekend we're
Well,
also going to have to
also-
review Justice League. Like we're gonna
Which is
preface. We're gonna do
Yeah.
movie reviews for certain movies, like Thor Ragnarok, Justice League, Black Panther. Which
Infinity War, we're not going to do anything because
No.
that movie's not going to be relevant at all.
not at all. It's not
Okay,
10
now
years.
back to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Now there was a question I wanted to ask. What was it based on? One of the questions I wanted to ask was, what Pokemon do you think deserve Z moves in the upcoming Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon?
Well, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this Pokemon, but Komo-o?
Komodo. He has one.
Komo-o? He got one.
Oh, yeah,
he
he's
got
getting one.
an exclusive Z move just for himself. I would like to see Hydreigon get one, where whatever move you select, it does. Well, it hits 3 times for half the damage.
Okay, I was about to say 3 times for full damage. That's a little
not 3 times
much.
for full damage. 3 times for half damage. And this idea kind of comes from Pokemon Insurgents. So shout out to the creator of Pokemon Insurgents. Hydreigon had a Mega Evolution where he turned into a full-on Hydra with 5 heads. Would get to attack 5 times. Or I don't know the percentage of damage, but it was
Kind of like a horde battle.
Mm-hmm. And then whenever you would attack Hydra and not take it, Hydreigon and not take it out, the whole myth of you cut off one head, one takes its place. It would add.
Hail Hydra!
It would add another.
No, just don't.
Hail Hydreigon!
Yes. So yeah, that's definitely something I would like to see a Z move for Hydreigon.
I would like that.
Oh, yes. Okay, now I remember the second question. Okay, now they didn't give us a new evolution in the last game, did they?
Mm-hmm.
No, they gave one in X and Y.
If they give us a new one in this game, what do you think it's going to be? I personally, because of the whole tropical thing, despite it not being a really good idea, like it's a horrible, horrible idea, I want to see a bug-type evolution.
That would be interesting, but
With compound eyes as its ability.
That would be interesting. I kind of hope for flying.
I would say either flying, but to avoid us agreeing on something again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say ground.
Ground. Yeah, that would be interesting. And is there anything else anyone wants to bring up real quick?
I want to see a molten Geodude.
So kind of another Alolan form to Geodude.
Oh, another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's already an Alolan form for Geodude.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
love Alolan.
No, because
I love Alolan
game, I
Golem.
want them not to have that other one in it. I want to have this one, a molten one in it.
See, that would be cool. But Alolan Golem is also amazing. He has the greatest beard ever, and he's electric.
Also, Fire Rock is not really a good dual typing because of how many weaknesses it has.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It would get wrecked real quick.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's about it, and we're all gonna sign off. I really hope everyone enjoyed.
Hey, everyone, just remember, like that hit button.
Like that hit button.
Just something I want to add. If you agree with what we're saying, or even if you disagree, make sure you put it in the comment section. Put your opinions out there. Like if you think that I was totally wrong about something I said, let me know. Like,
oh yeah, same.
I'm not gonna get mad.
Don't let me know. I'll hunt you down.
I'm not gonna get mad if people disagree with me. Like I understand this is YouTube. I am putting myself out there, and because I am, I'm subject to any hate that I get. So I mean, if you don't like something that I'm doing, or something that Tom's doing, or something that Jesse's doing, in terms of our opinions, or just how we present ourselves. Well, if you have a problem with how we present ourselves, then that's not going to change. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
it might if you give us a really, 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 really good reason, like a 5-page essay why we should change this.
Agreed.
So yeah, and like always, if you any recommendations that you have in terms of future Pokemon videos, what you would like to see us doing, please let us know. If it is in terms of video games, that might take a little longer, just because we don't have capture cards yet, and Tom and I are going to Comic-Con next week.
So we're gonna be broke as fuck.
Yeah, but Tom and I will post a video of our experience at Comic-Con. It might be like an actual face cam video, so you might actually get to see what we look like.
All right, then I need to prepare myself.
Or we might do a vlog from just our experience at Comic-Con. We might vlog us going to different booths, us just our day.
Maybe saying hi to Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell them what you're going as, because I want to see how many people actually watch these videos and actually
here's the thing.
Think enough of us to go and find you guys.
This video is not going to be up until next week, which is when Comic-Con is. Unless we want to put it up at some point this week.
I might put it up a little earlier.
Okay.
Put it up Thursday or so this week.
Yeah.
Or that's kind of a bit close. Put it up Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday. So, and yeah, we might just vlog. I'm going as Star-Lord, but because I didn't want to pay for his actual leather jacket, what I did was I'm just going to use my leather jacket that I used for my Halloween costume last year. I went as Negan last year, and I actually got some death threats, so that was really fun. So yeah, I'm going to be going as a goth dark Star-Lord, so that's going to be fun.
And I'm going as Discount Green Lantern. I don't have the body for a bodysuit, so I got a Green Lantern t-shirt, and I have a green bomber jacket with a green mask and my Green Lantern ring.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
The hilarious thing about his Green Lantern shirt is that it's actually has the Marvel logo on it.
Yeah, for some reason I bought it on Amazon, and the tag says Marvel. So yeah, that's going to be interesting.
So yeah, that's basically all we have for you guys for this video. Like I keep saying, I sound like a broken record, I know, but any recommendations you have for future Pokemon videos, leave it in the comment section. It doesn't even have to be Pokemon videos, just any video in general. Leave it in the comment section. Like that hit button, and
we will catch you all
next time. All right.
See you guys later.
See ya.